Hi, hello guys and welcome to another video. I posted on Instagram and on Tumblr yesterday that I was going to be doing a Q&A today, so I had you guys send me questions. So if you want to be a part of the next Q&A, definitely follow me both on Tumblr and on Instagram because that's where I am most active in regards to like Studyblr things. And I'm just MaryPlethora on both of them like I am on literally the entire internet. Also going quite chill today. I was up at 6 and at the library at 7, so this is why I'm not super dressed up today. But yeah, it's going to be a Q&A. I have some questions here and some questions here and some questions everywhere. So let's just get started with the first question. So I got an anonymous question on Tumblr which came in quite a few parts, so I'm just going to do them one by one because that's the easiest. So the first one was, can you talk about your job? I have a couple of jobs technically at the moment, but they're all for my university. I work as an international student ambassador because obviously I am Norwegian, I am an international student, and I also do open days for my course as kind of a student representative for my course. For my international ambassador job, it is basically a student recruitment, all of it, so it's basically recruiting international students to come to our university. Oh, that's an email source. So for that, I was sent to Norway for a week to attend university fairs. I have done a campus tour just showing around a Norwegian student who was visiting, and I can also get called in to come do open days if there are lots of international students attending. So all the things I do basically is student recruitment. I love student recruitment so much. The Anon's next question was, how do you balance it with uni? It's not the kind of job that needs balancing because I literally just get called in every now and then. I actually worked on Thursday and it was just 3 hours, so it's more like an appointment you plan around. It's not kind of a set number of hours each week, so there's really no problem balancing it. And for open days as well, they're only like a couple of hours every now and then through the year, so they don't really need kind of to be budgeted for. The next question was, were you applying for internships and can you talk about how that went? Yes, I was applying for internships because at my university and my program, I do accounting and finance. We can do a sandwich year, which means that you do a year in industry between year 2 and 3 of your degree. I did apply for quite a few internships. I got invited to 2 interviews. One of them, they filled the position before I had my interview, so that didn't happen. For the other one, I passed my phone interview and got invited to an assessment centre, but I declined the offer because it kind of dawned on me how much of a commute it would be because it would be in London, so it would be hours and hours of commuting every day, and with how much sleep I need, I didn't really think that was feasible since I would still be living where I am living now. So I decided to not go for that and rather kind of apply for their graduate schemes after I finish. Then we have my bae, Del the nerd, who asked, how are you so great? I don't know, how are you so great? And then she also asked, what made you want to start a Studyblr? I have actually been a Studyblr for a long time compared to a lot of people because it has really gained momentum, like not even just lately but for quite a while now. But I started September 2014, so like it'll be coming up on 3 years now, and I'm like, wow. So basically I found it while I was on my fandom Tumblr. I just found like a school master post and then I clicked on that and that person was a Studyblr. So I found it and I was in my 3rd semester of the IB and I was like, I need this. So basically I wanted to become a Studyblr to kind of take more control of my education and my grades and actually focus on trying to do better. So that's why I did it, and it worked, so great. Then Study Dream and University both asked for tips and tricks for uni and kind of what I wish I'd known when I started. I actually have a little post about some uni advice which I will link in the description box if I can find it. But mostly I think one of my main tips is just kind of to be open to new things, because most likely if you're going off to university you'll be moving away from home, away from your friends, away from things you know, and starting new experiences. And I think one of the best things you can do about university is be open to new experiences both socially and academically. So don't necessarily plan to keep doing what you were doing in college or high school or whatever. Kind of be open to see where this new experience takes you, both in forms of, you know, organisation, studying, social life, parties if you're into that, you know, whatever, just be open to new experiences. And I kind of wish I'd known that as well. I also wish I'd known I really didn't need like half of the clothes I brought with me. Like, don't bring all the clothes, please. 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 There's mostly just like practical things like that. I also wish I'd known kind of a bit more how to take care of myself, because that's something I've had to learn the hard way since I moved out and since I started university, is how to take care of myself, how to give my body proper nutrition, how much sleep I need, how to take care of myself when I'm sad, how to take care of myself when I'm sick. So just really things like that, kind of more practical things really. University also asked a couple more questions. First one was, how did you choose your major? Well, first of all, we don't do majors here, you just choose a course and then you study the course. But as I said, I do accounting and finance, and the things I never really chose accounting and finance. When I was about 8, we went around the class and the teacher asked, what do you want to be when you grow up? And everyone was like, oh, pop star, footballer, those kind of things. And it got to me and I was like, oh, I'm not quite sure. And she was like, oh, just some options. And I was like, well, you see, the problem is I can't decide if I want to be just an accountant, a tax accountant, or a forensic accountant. I was that kid. So I never really chose accounting and finance. Accounting and finance chose me, you know, you feel? So no, I didn't choose my major. So on that, I have absolutely no advice ever. She also asked, how many hours do you study and work each day? Mate, that varies. Probably a lot less than I should, but ask me again come May and the answer will be very different. Basically, this semester I've been working kind of less than I have previous semesters because I've been focusing on not burning out and taking better care of myself. So it's less now, but I still think I have a good grip on kind of what's going on and stuff. But it'll vary. I don't have a set amount of time I study. And then she also finally asked what my favourite class is at the moment. My favourite module that I do at the moment is International Financial Reporting, so I study IFRS, for those of you who are into the accounting world. And yeah, I love it. I love me a bit of legalistic things, but also there's numbers and there's judgment and there's drama and there's ethics, and I love it. It is brilliant. Also, it's my favourite lecturer, so you know, that doesn't hurt. Cyrani, sorry, that's absolutely not how you say it. She asked, how are you? I'm good, thank you. I'm actually doing really well at the moment. I'm a bit up and down at the moment because of hormones and stuff, but I've actually been doing really well this semester and my habits are going great. I'm eating enough and kind of good. I got a good result on my tax quiz. I finished the first draft of my assignment today. I think I'm doing quite well, so thank you for asking. I'm wonderful. Then studies and Coffee asked, are you enjoying living in the UK? Yes. Yes, I love living in the UK. Honestly, I always knew I would love living in the UK. It's kind of always been a dream of mine, but I didn't know how much I would enjoy it. I do love living in the UK, and if I get things my way, I won't be leaving anytime soon. She also asked, is it very different from your country culturally speaking? As I mentioned, I'm from Norway, and I think the UK and Norway are generally quite similar because we have that same kind of antisocial vibe going on where, you know, you don't make eye contact and you don't look at each other and you don't talk to strangers and things like that. The Brits are a lot more polite, like a heckin' a lot. Please and thank you and excuse me every single time you do literally anything. In Norway we don't do that. I've had to learn that the hard way. Then she also asked, what is the best and the worst thing about it, as in living in the UK? I think the best thing is kind of the opportunities. And I really like the system that I'm currently in. I really like the language, obviously, but as a student at the moment, I kind of have to say that the best thing is the prices of everything, because in comparison to Norway, it's so cheap. I love it, especially food. UK, keep it up. Worst things, there's a couple of those as well. Distance, time and money it takes to get me home for holidays is a bit of a pain. It takes me 13 hours to get back to Norway, which is absolutely mental. Also, the fact that there's 2 taps, the fact that heating is like literally the most expensive thing in the entire universe. There's quite a few positives and negatives of both, but in the end I really like living here. That was all the questions I have written down, but there were some more, so sorry this video is probably extremely long, but I frankly don't care. So let's keep going. And I got another anonymous question, which was, how do you budget? Basically, being Norwegian, I get support from the Norwegian government. When I found out the amount that I was getting, I took that amount, put it in a spreadsheet, then I deducted my tuition fees, I deducted my rent, I deducted kind of an overestimate of the approximation of bills we're gonna have to pay, and then I was left with an amount that was kind of my living budget for the year. And then I divided that into weeks. I divided it by the amount of weeks that we have. I took away £30 for food because I spent approximately £20 on food last year, but then I was cooking with Ben, so obviously that's less expensive. So I added £10 on just because I would have to cook for myself and alone, which is more expensive. And then I just have the rest as spending money. Kind of, that's literally what I do. I don't do anything fancy like put it in categories or anything. I literally just have, this is the amount of money I have to spend. And I like to do it per week because I find that easier to kind of look at and see if I'm over budget or not, compared to do it per month. So for each week I have a spreadsheet where I have, you know, the amount, my spending amount on the top, and then I just fill in whatever or something and I see the balance go down so that I can always see how much I have left in my budget. And then the same Anon also asked, how do you balance jobs, college and social life? As I said, I don't really have to balance my job because I don't do much for it. As for social life as well, I usually just try to get my work done and then socialise afterwards, because I have kind of a set plan of things I want to do each week. So I'm kind of like, if I've done what I'm supposed to do that day, then it's okay to socialise, and if I've done it for the week, then it's okay. But usually it's not really a problem, I find. So, especially because one of my friends that I hang out with the most, we usually hang out and study together, so that's kind of social life and studying, which is good. We don't study together as in, you know, do the same work, because she does an entirely different course than me, but it's really nice to just have someone that you can study with, hold you accountable and stuff. And then the final question, which I am the worst person in the world to ask, is from Zoe at Nerdist, my bae. She asked if there are any music events I'm going to this year or that I would like to go to. Let me be the first one to confess, I have been to a total of 1 music event in my entire life, and I did not particularly enjoy it. I would enjoy kind of music events, but it was not my kind of event. It was kind of the one you kind of have to be drunk at, and I wasn't, so that was not brilliant. But I'm also not going to any this year. But I would love to go to some of kind of my favourite bands. The Wombats, I really like the Wombats, Vampire Weekend. Also 21 Pilots, if they would just stop spelling their name the way they do. I know that that's their brand and whatever, but as a Norwegian it really rubs me the wrong way, because that is not a no. It's not a no, it's a separate letter, it sounds wrong. But yeah, so I'd love to go see them. I mean, I would love to go to kind of a festival. I don't really know much about music events, so I don't know what's on, but and that is all the questions, which is a good thing because this has turned horribly long. So I don't know how long it's going to be when I've edited it, but I'm sure it's way too long anyway, so I'm just gonna wrap it up. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any more questions, just put them in the comments. I'm always very happy to answer them. If you want to see more of me, usually a little bit less rambly at least, hit the subscribe button and join my little friend group. I don't know if you're family, but at least you're a friend group. I really like you all, so you know. That's that. Also, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and let me know, and if you have anything you want me to film, please put it down in the comments because I am quickly running out of ideas. Other than that, I will just see you on Saturday for another university vlog. Bye!